in one of his meditations, he talks about the ability to just wait. And much like actually in my last solo episode, when I talked about the power of patience as an investor, this is more actually just a life hack. And if you think about a puddle, and when a car has just driven through a puddle, the silt from the bottom of the puddle is all stirred up. And so you can't see through it. But if you wait, the ripples subside, the water goes still, and slowly but surely all the silt and sediment falls to the bottom, and you can actually see through the water. And David, in one of his meditations, is talking about the ability or the superpower that is waiting for the dust to settle. And if you can, then it will become obvious what decision to take. And in some ways, this is like, you see this in kind of military strategy, right? It's like, just wait, literally just wait. And the enemy itself will either fall on themselves in some way or make a fatal error. And then it's very obvious how to move forwards. And the same applies for, everyday decision making. It's like something my wife and I, constantly think about, like, where are we going to live? Are we going to buy a house? Can we possibly have 3 kids under 5 and not own property? We just came back from an awesome holiday, and we realized that we're totally capable of traveling with our kids. Like, why don't we go traveling? Now, I don't know if that's the right answer to not owning a piece of real estate, but it's just so interesting how with time, it becomes more obvious what to do sometimes. And so I would, just to throw this one out there, like, next time you're struggling with a decision or something's come up in your life, you're like, I really don't know what to do right now. And this is something I've been so guilty of recently. So I'm based in Australia, made an awesome investment in Bitcoin a couple of years ago. The purchasing power of that capital has, multipled in that time, completely outperformed Wall Street hedge funds. Fucking awesome. But what do you do with it? Do you take some profit off the table into another hard asset that you're going to need? Like, you need shelter. Don't you need it? And so I'm guilty of just going round and round and round and round in circles, on these different property websites, looking in different places, looking at different values, looking at different sizes. Do you want to build something? Do you want just land? What about this problem? What about that problem? And it's just one big clusterfuck, essentially, of hamster wheel, to quote Rob Brinded, just going round and round and round. And so the challenge to myself, I guess, is, Jake, just let the dust settle. What happens when you let the dust settle? And I don't know what's going to happen, obviously, but it feels like maybe we'll go traveling, and it feels like maybe that actually is the way forwards. And it feels like that all these deals I've been looking at and this energy I've been putting in some ways completely wasted, but in other ways was part of the process of figuring out it's not what you want. And so I've been in this like flurry of silt in the bottom of a puddle, freaking out, like, I've got to make this decision, this has got to happen, or like, you're a man, you're a father, you should house your kids in your own home, this is mad, what are you fucking doing? You're always at the whim of a landlord that's going to screw you over in some way, and it's like, Jake, just take a chill pill, man. Slow down and don't be so hard on yourself. I love myself. You have to say these things sometimes. And certainly, like, just like anyone, struggle from the process of not feeling worthy, not feeling good enough, and going, how am I going to do this? So let the dust settle is something that has really resonated for me lately, and is something that we could probably all do a lot more of, right?